Today, we're discussing Alpha 20 for 7 Days to Die. Now, we've got a lot of info to cover and no time to waste, so let's get to it. I think it's safe to say that the question on the mind of every player of 7 Days to Die is, when will Alpha 20 drop? And what exactly will Alpha 20 contain? I know I've been asking myself these questions, and many members of the Sav Nation have also asked me these very questions. So today, we're going to take a closer look at the Alpha 20 update. We'll discuss some of the items that are currently confirmed for Alpha 20, which items have been pushed back to at least Alpha 21, and discuss possible release dates. Now, in order to answer these questions, we are going to go straight to the source, 7daystoDie.com. First thing we're going to look at is the Alpha 20 Dev Diary. This contains a list of items that they want to include in Alpha 20, as well as a list of items that were pushed off into Alpha 21 and beyond. And we're actually going to start with the items that were pushed back to Alpha 21. These are items 18, 19, and 20 on the Dev Diary. So first up, the AI and sleeper improvements. Eventually, the Fun Pimps are going to be adding in wandering sleeper zombies, which could be cool. Plus, they're also going to give the zombie jerks the ability to crawl through 1-meter holes. That will be a significant change to the game. That'll mean we have to completely rethink our horde base and home base designs. They've also pushed the water overhaul to Alpha 21. Now, this one honestly does not surprise me. Water has needed an overhaul for a very, very long time, and it is not a simple change. This is something that's going to take quite a lot of work. Now, I'll be really excited when the water overhaul actually does happen, but seeing the Fun Pimps push this back yet again really is not that surprising. And the last thing that they pushed back to Alpha 21 is the character overhaul. And I gotta be honest, ladies and gentlemen, I am actually very, very glad that they pushed back this change. The character overhaul that they announced in the original dev stream is probably the thing that made me the most nervous about Alpha 20. Now that it's been pushed back to Alpha 21, that'll give the devs a little bit more time to flesh that system out. It has the potential to completely change 7 Days to Die, and pushing this back to Alpha 21 will give the devs some more time to make sure that it is a positive change. I definitely don't want to see this change rushed and put forward before it is ready, but I'm still going to remain cautiously optimistic that the character overhaul will be a good change, and we'll have to just wait and see. But now let's get into the things that are currently confirmed for Alpha 20. And once again, we're going to pull these directly from the Alpha 20 Dev Diary. The first one on the list is the Unity update. The Fun Pimps will be working with Unity devs directly. This is a very good thing indeed. Working hand in hand with Unity devs will almost surely lead to better performance and overall quality in 7 Days to Die. Next up, we have Random Generation update, and ladies and gentlemen, this is one that I've been waiting for a very long time. This update will add new stamp tech that will allow artist-created features such as mountains, hills, rivers, etc. to be placed in biomes. There will be a stable of different land features for the game to choose from. It also adds additional controls in the map generation interface to give players more options for terrain generation, such as sliders to determine mountainous versus flat, for example, biome selectors and city selectors to allow users to control the density of the map features, and they also have 6K, 8K, and 10K map sizes planned. This feature coming in Alpha 20 is going to be awesome. The current random generation in Alpha 19 definitely leaves a lot to be desired. It is extremely limited. Next up, we have vehicle mods. We have been waiting for vehicle mods for a very long time, and it looks like that wait will be over in Alpha 20. Some of the planned mods include Tinting Mask will allow vehicles to have color details added to differentiate vehicle owners better, pretty much meaning you can dye your vehicle vehicle, different colors, that way you can tell whose vehicle is whose, a fuel saver mod, off-road headlights, supercharger, expanded seat, and reserve fuel tank. Now these currently are the only vehicle mods that they have announced, but I would suspect that there will be more down the road. However, just the mere fact that vehicle mods are finally showing up in Alpha 20 is awesome. Next up, we have the shape, menu, and building update. Now this one, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be huge. So let's run through exactly what that means. First, shapes are shown as shaded drawings of blocks. That's really cool because it kind of gives you a visual representation of what a completed block will look like. I like that. That's going to be nice. Blocks from the shape menu are placed as particle board blocks that function the same as frame blocks. Simplified upgrade path, frame/particle board will upgrade to wood, which will upgrade to stone, which upgrades to concrete, which upgrades to steel. And blocks destroy to air. They do not downgrade. So that is going to be a significant change to the shape menu and building in 7 Days to Die. It looks like they are really going to streamline and simplify building and the shapes menu in the game, and we're just gonna have to see whether or not that change turns out to be good. Hopefully this change doesn't oversimplify things, but instead creates a healthy balance between simplicity, utility, and functionality. Once again, time will tell. We'll just have to wait and see. But like with all changes in 7 Days to Die, I will face them cautiously optimistic. Next up, we have the dynamic imposters. Changes to the world and player-built forts are represented in distant terrain. This is going to be a really cool change, and I'm looking forward to this one. Currently, let's say you were to completely demolish Dishong Tower, blow it up, and completely remove it from your world. Then you back up far enough so the rubble of Dishong Tower is no longer fully rendered, and unfortunately the imposter will show Dishong Tower still in your world. Well, this change is going to take care of that. Now if you destroy a building in your world, the imposter for that building will also be gone. And the same holds true for any bases that you may build yourself. So as you're leaving your base for the day, flying away in your gyrocopter, you can look behind you, and in the distance you will still see your player built fort. This change could be really cool, and is definitely one I'm looking forward to. Next up, we have the micro splat improvements, better terrain blending. Now for most of us, this is going to be a minor improvement, something we're really not going to notice too much, but it should improve the performance and overall quality of the game. And then we have the feral sense game option. Set zombies to different states of awareness from dumb to feral, seen and hearing. Now this is a very good change. I am all about customization and giving the players another setting that they can customize to their liking. I am all for. This could make for some very interesting playthroughs for sure. The feral sense game option is going to be awesome, and I'm really looking forward to it. Next up, we have the Biome Difficulty. Snow and Desert will have game stage boosts, creating tougher enemies and better loot. Wasteland will have a greater game stage boost, creating even tougher enemies and even better loot. Now this one is very interesting. Now one of the biggest complaints about Alpha 19 and the new loot progression system is that no matter what you did, all you could find early on is crappy primitive gear. Well, the Biome Difficulty update will hopefully help in that respect. Early game, you could hit up the snow or desert biomes to get yourself some better loot. Or if you're feeling really brave, you could hit up the wasteland biome to have a chance at even better loot. However, entering the more difficult biomes means you're gonna have to take on tougher zombies. So you have to ask yourself, is the better loot chance worth the risk of getting killed by the zombie jerks? A very interesting change indeed, and I'm excited to explore how this actually does change 7 Days to Die. Next up, we have pipe weapons for primitive tier. Now we're gonna cover these more in depth in a later video, but they are adding in pipe weapons such as the pipe rifle, pistol, baton, shotgun, and machine gun. Now these weapons will help to kind of round out the tier system for weapons in 7 Days to Die, and I'm excited to see exactly what they can do. Next up, we have Traitor to Traitor progression, and all it says is details coming. They really haven't released too much information on this change, and I I'd be interested to see what exactly this change entails. Currently, by completing 10 trader quests, you get a special quest that opens up a new trade route to a new trader. Now, to me, this change looks like it's going to expand on that system, but how exactly is still kind of a mystery. This is another one of those we're gonna have to wait and see scenarios. And next we have loot progression and game staging improvements. Again, this one says details coming. Now, earlier I had mentioned that one of the biggest complaints about Alpha 19 was the changes made to the loot progression system. It's awesome to see that the Fun Pimps have recognized that and are taking steps to make some positive changes to that system. How exactly they go about improving the loot progression system, we're gonna have to wait and see, but I for one am very excited to see what they come up with, because the loot progression system definitely needs improvements. Next we have new POIs and environment art. Now this is another area that I'm gonna go more in depth on at a later time, but it does seem like Alpha 20 is going to be very heavy in new artwork and new POIs. As it says here, there are over 100 new POIs and many new props and environmental decorations. And the Fun Pimps have revealed a lot of these new assets. I personally think adding over 100 new POIs to 7 Days to Die is insanely awesome. The more POIs, the better, in my opinion. That'll give players a lot of new things to explore and new secrets to uncover. Definitely sign me up for that. There's also going to be improvements to the dynamic music and ambient audio, as well as improvements to animations in the game. These changes will definitely add to the overall performance, quality, and immersion of 7 Days to Die. The Fun Pimps are also going to be improving quests in Alpha 20. They're going to be expanding digging quests, as well as adding a brand new quest type, the Restore Power quest. It says, lights go out when rally marker is activated, find the generators and repair them. Now, in the very first dev stream for Alpha 20, Lathan actually demonstrated this new Restore Power quest.
So, the Restore Power, basically all it is, you go into the building, you hit the rally marker, the lights go out. So it's a pitch black building. And then you go in, you find the generators, you repair them, and then the lights turn on, and it's going to be more impressive with the like tier 3, tier 4. It's not going to be very impressive with this building. This is a tier 1. There's like 3 zombies in it. Like I said, this is a very early version of this, but we wanted you to see. Now, this is the generator. It is not going to look like this, obviously, but...
Yeah, we're going to put together a nice model for it, and the lights will come on when you activate it and stuff like that.
I'm now going to activate it. Oh, look, the lights are back on. Oh! That's it. I mean, that's... As I said, with a tier 1, this is not going to be as impressive as, you know, like us doing a tier 4 or something.
This is just a functionality test, really.
You're just seeing that's essentially what it's doing.
Now, as he said in his demonstration, it may not seem very impressive in a tier 1 POI, but just imagine what the Restore Power quest could be for like a tier 4 or a tier 5 POI. Those quests could be awesome. And the last entry we need to talk about is new zombies and entities, such as the Nurse, the Drone, Screamer, Fat Cop, Burnt Zombie, and Hoodie Dude. Now, I will be going over this section a little bit more in depth in a later video. However, it looks like the Fun Pimps are finally going to complete the HD upgrades for the zombies. They've released several of them in Alpha 19, and it looks like they're going to be trying to finish that off in Alpha 20. Definitely a cool change, because a lot of the zombies have needed an upgrade for quite a while. So now we get to the main question at hand. When exactly will Alpha 20 be released? Well, the Fun Pimps have yet to give us a release date. However, reading through some of the posts on the 7 Days to Die forums does help to shed a little bit of light on that question. A post from just a few weeks ago says, how about throwing us a bone and giving a release estimate? To which Fatal answered, a crude estimate would be early fall. This reply was followed up by a post by Meganoth saying the early early estimate that tunneled through a quantum gate out of the developer's high security protection field talked about early fall. Realistically, that means late fall is more like. So even though we don't have an exact date of when Alpha 20 is going to be released, it does look like the earliest we could expect Alpha 20 to drop is early fall. So I'm guessing probably September. Hopefully it does not turn out to be what Meganoth speculates, late fall, and we do see Alpha 20 being released early fall. I, for one, cannot wait until Alpha 20 is released. There are some really exciting changes coming in this update, and Alpha 20 cannot come soon enough. Now, as soon as I get more concrete information with regards to release dates and coming changes in Alpha 20, I will absolutely let you folks know. In the meantime, if you'd like to get a little bit more familiar with the current game mechanics, click the box in the top right corner of the screen for a whole playlist of game mechanic tutorials. And be sure to subscribe to Savin's World by clicking the circle in the top left part of the screen in order to stay up to date on all things 7 Days to Die. Until next time, this is Saven saying thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll catch you in the next one.